Dawn broke sharply across the northern Great Plains, the first cold light cutting long shadows across frost-silvered grass. Ranger Ethan Hale let his truck hum along the empty service road, mind drifting through routine checks, until movement ahead made his breath catch. He slammed the brakes. A ring of giants stood in the frozen grass. Dozens of bison, massive, unmoving, shoulder to shoulder, formed a perfect circle etched into the earth. Not grazing. Not wandering. Every broad head faced inward. Steam rose from their nostrils in thick clouds. A deep, trembling vibration rolled through them, humming against the truck's windows. Ethan felt it in his ribs. A worried rumble. His pulse kicked. Bison never did this. Not unless something inside that ring needed protection, or was in danger. The formation tightened. A synchronized ripple moved through the herd like a single heartbeat. Then two adults stepped back, slow and deliberate, creating a narrow slit in the living wall. An invitation. Ethan grabbed his radio. "Laura, get here now. This isn't a blockade." He stepped out into the cutting air. Cold slapped his cheeks, but the rumble warmed the ground beneath his boots. He took a careful step toward the ring. The herd responded, hooves sliding an inch, widening the gap. They were letting him in. His throat tightened. Something's alive in there. Laura's SUV fishtailed to a stop minutes later. She jumped out, camera already raised, breath fogging in the cold. "Ethan, what is this? Why are they facing inward?" Before he could answer, the herd shifted again. One unified step. A circle drawing breath. Laura swallowed. This is defensive behavior. But, for what? There's nothing out here. Ethan scanned the open prairie. No coyotes. No wolves. No chase tracks. Only the circle. And at its front, a massive cow, trembling, her breaths fast and ragged. Every few seconds, she dipped her head toward the ground, releasing low, soothing grunts. Ethan's chest tightened. Whatever's in there, it's small. The corridor widened again, beckoning them forward. "Stay behind me," he whispered. Slow steps. They entered between the warm, steaming bodies. The air changed, heavier, almost sacred. Grass softened under their boots, turning wet from thawed soil. Laura's breath caught in her throat. Then she saw it. She dropped to a crouch. "Oh, Ethan." At the ring's center, inside a shallow sink dip where weakened prairie soil had collapsed, a tiny calf struggled. Mud swallowed him to the chest. His legs trembled violently with every attempt to climb the slick slope. Each slip dragged him deeper. A thin, exhausted bleat escaped his throat. The calf, Scout, was fading fast. The mother stepped forward, grunting a trembling note that vibrated under Ethan's hands. Scout froze, quivering. Laura whispered, "If he fights harder, that leg won't hold." Ethan crouched at the rim, testing the soil. It shifted dangerously. Ground's unstable. Boards and ropes. We need to stabilize it. Laura sprinted back to the truck. The herd reacted instantly. A massive bull stepped in behind them, sealing the gap. A sentinel. His dark eyes fixed on Ethan, not threatening, but measuring, as if deciding whether to allow what came next. Laura returned with boards. They placed them along the sink dip. Ethan anchored a rope to a buried fence post. The mother surged forward in fear. The sentinel bull issued a single, deep grunt. She stopped. Ethan slid onto the board, chest low over the edge. "Easy, little guy. Stay with me." His voice stayed steady, though fear hammered beneath it. He'd seen calves disappear under mud before, and he knew what terrified mothers could do to protect them. Scout kicked once more. The mud cracked, A fisher racing toward Ethan's hand. He jerked back. Careful, Laura warned. Edge is giving. The mother grunted sharply. Scout froze again. He listens to her, Ethan murmured. That helps. Together, they dug around Scout's first leg. Mud clung to their wrists, thick and cold. Every inch was a battle. The calf whimpered, louder now. The herd tightened, hooves stamping softly, steam rising, but no panic. When the first hoof came free, they moved to the second. The soil here was worse, gripping hard. Laura's hand slipped. Mud splashed her cheek. A board cracked under Ethan's knee. He caught himself. The bull snorted once low. Ethan didn't look up. Ready? He breathed. Laura nodded, breath shaking. One. Pull. They lifted together. The mud fought back, muscles straining. Scout let out a thin, breaking cry, then the suction released. Pop. Scout tumbled forward into Ethan's arms. Ethan staggered back, cradling the calf tight. Scout's body shook violently, thin legs kicking weakly. Mud slid off him in heavy clumps. The mother bison lunged forward. Ethan froze. She towered above him, breath blasting hot across his coat. One wrong twitch, and he'd vanish under 1,000 pounds. But she didn't lower her horns. She hesitated, sniffed the air around him, then lowered her head and brushed her nose along Scout's ribs, nudging him gently toward the support of Ethan's arms. Laura whispered, voice trembling, "She's choosing to trust you." Scout tried to stand. His leg buckled. Ethan slid a folded blanket beneath his belly, easing him upright. Scout leaned into him, breath short and frantic. The mother stepped closer, pressing her flank against him, steady, warm and immovable. Ethan whispered, "Take your time, little man." The herd shifted again, this time inward, closing around them. A protective shell of muscle and horn, every head angled outward, guarding the fragile life at their center. The sentinel bull moved forward. Sun caught the frost clinging to his beard. He met Ethan's gaze with a long, calm stare. Not warning. Recognition. Scout took a shaky step. Then another. Ethan and Laura stepped back slowly, palms open. The mother guided him with gentle nudges, syncing her breathing with his wobbly rhythm until he steadied. Then the extraordinary happened. The herd parted. A ripple rolled through them, hundreds of hooves adjusting in perfect unison. They opened a straight corridor leading toward the open prairie. A path carved by giants. Laura's voice barely reached the air. "They're escorting him out." Scout hobbled forward, leaning against his mother. The herd sealed the corridor behind them, moving like a single organism, deliberate, protective, impossibly coordinated. The ring became a traveling shield. Ethan wiped mud from his cheek, still dazed. They weren't defending territory. Laura finished, voice cracking. They were defending him. The herd climbed a gentle rise, silhouettes framed in morning sun. Scout disappeared within the living fortress, just a small, determined shape sheltered by giants. Steam lifted from their backs, drifting like smoke. One by one, the herd dissolved into the brightening day, first the smallest bodies, then the mothers and finally the sentinel bull. He paused at the ridge, frost catching the light on his horns, and turned to give Ethan a final, silent stare. A farewell. Or a thank you. Then he followed the herd over the rise. Wind brushed the tall grass. A final low grunt drifted back, soft and familiar. The same rumble that began in the morning. Laura lowered her camera, blinking tears. "We didn't just rescue him." Ethan nodded softly. "They rescued him with us." The prairie grew still. Behind them, The trampled ring lay pressed into the earth. A perfect circle. The imprint of a miracle. In the wildest place they knew, a bison herd chose something rare. Not fear. Not flight. But trust. For a few breathless minutes, humans stood inside their circle. A miracle shaped like a ring in the grass,